Briefly, let us check the book of Daniel. Let's see what the Lord will show us from there. Daniel chapter 3 from verse 11. The story is the story of the three Hebrew men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who refused to bow to the king's idol. Now, Daniel chapter 3 from verse 11. And whoso falleth not down and worshippeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Now, the punishment in this scenario was that whosoever is found not bowing to the idol will be casted into the burning furnace. So, when we talk about the burning furnace, you must know that when we say a burning furnace, the way fire burns in a furnace is different from how it burns in an open space. The fire in a furnace is hotter than the normal fire you have in an open space. Are you there? You must understand that. So when you talk about furnace, you must be looking at a fire that a kind of special kind of fire, a fire that burns with an extremely high degree, you know, of temperature. Are you there? Now, verse 12. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over. Now, when the decree was made for everyone to bow, certain people noticed that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not bow. So they went to the king, they went to Nebuchadnezzar to report these three Hebrew men, these three Jews, to the king. Now, there were certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Can you say that? So these people that actually went to report the three Hebrew men, they have been watching them. So from the report, they said these people, they have, it's not just about today. They have not been serving your God for long, and yet they are governors. Now let's go to verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. The king got angry. Why won't you bow? Verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spoke and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that, is it true that you do not serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready, can you see that? After they have reported these three governors, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, to the king called them, though the king was angry, but yet he gave them a second chance. Now, there is a privilege that only a leader can get. If this was to be an ordinary person, an ordinary citizen, an ordinary member of that nation that does not have any rank, the king will not give them a second chance. He will just ask, the officials to cast them immediately into the fiery furnace. But because these three men were governors, he gave them the privilege, and that privilege was in form of a second chance. So there are certain privileges that you will not have access to until you attain the position of a leader. The position of a leader exposes you to rights and privileges. No, those privileges that are not common to an ordinary man. That's why you have to trust God to help you if you ever become a leader, because there will be a lot of things around you that can boost your ego, that can make you begin to walk with pride. So the moment you allow those things to affect you, you will discover that before you became a leader, you were humble. Now that you are a leader, you have put on the garment of pride. Are you with me? Most leaders they become suddenly full of themselves because of certain rights and privilege they have access to, which is not common to an ordinary man. Now, there's something I want to bring out from here. Let's check verse 15. Then the king said, Now if ye be ready, that at that time ye hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, and so on. Now, the king now gave them a second chance. He said, Okay, I'm going to make the announcement again. If you bow this time, we'll leave you. Can you see that? But thank God for the three Hebrew men who have refused not to bow. But my emphasis for this teaching was the fact that the king gave them a second chance. So, because of them, because of their position as governors, the king decided to repeat the announcement again. That was a second chance. There are certain opportunities that when you lose, you may never come across it again except you are a leader. Certain opportunities that when an ordinary man loses, it doesn't, you know, have, it doesn't have that chance to have them again. A leader can still get them. Yes, because of his position as a leader. So there are certain peculiarities of a leader. There are certain things that is common to a leader. Are you there? Opportunity come but once. That statement is true, but not always true. For a leader, there are certain opportunities that comes more than once. Not because it will be like that to an ordinary man, but because of his position as a leader. So, for a leader, opportunity may not just come once, it can come more than once. That's why, in the ministry of Moses, Moses kept on going to Pharaoh, showing him the mightiness of God, showing him the mightiness of God, and yet the man kept on saying no. That means the opportunity kept on coming more than once, more than twice, more than. Are you saying that? More than 4 times, more than 5 times? Are you saying that? The reason that opportunity kept on coming is because of his position as a leader. So the emphasis of this teaching is to open our eyes to the effect of being a leader. There are certain privileges, and rights that you stand to enjoy as a leader, but don't abuse it. Don't abuse it. Those things are coming to you because of your position. Don't abuse it. You must understand that leadership position is not forever. Before you got there, somebody was there. So that's how to live. You must understand that before you got to that leadership position, somebody was there. And when you leave, another person will occupy the post. So you must understand that whatever you do there, you must work with the consciousness. Whatever you do in the office of a leader, you must work with the consciousness that one day you will leave. The leadership position is more, uh, is more, is more durable than the leader. Many people who occupy certain offices have died, but the office is still there. So the office of leadership usually lasts longer than the leader themselves. Because even when they are long gone, the office is still available. The Queen, of recent, we got a news that the Queen Elizabeth died. Now the son is there. Can you see that? The person occupying the post originally has passed on, but the post is still there. So she had left for another person to come. So you must understand that this your current position, a time will come. It's not necessarily because you will die, but a time will come you will leave that position. What impression will you leave in the heart of the people you are leading when you leave the position? That's why you must see leadership as a privilege, as a privilege, so that you will be able to act right, you'll be able to do what is needful. Every leader, the same way you have, as a leader, the same way you have expectations from those people you are leading, you must also understand that those people you are leading also have expectations from you. So when it comes to expectations, it's not a one-way thing, it's a two-way channel. The leader has expectation from the followers. Likewise, the followers have expectation from the leader. I pray that you will not fail as a leader in the name of Jesus. May you receive grace to humble yourself in order to be a blessing, even as a leader, in the name of Jesus. Please take note, leadership position, exposes you to certain rights and privileges that is not common to the ordinary man. Don't abuse it. Those privileges you have are tools to be a blessing to those you are leading. They are tools to improve on yourself. They are tools you know, to make your effectiveness more, more visible. Don't exploit the people. Don't exploit them. Build them, and let your impact be felt on them as a leader. Let it reflect on them as a leader. And as you do that, I pray the Lord helps you in the name of Jesus.